What can you tell us about the city where your institution is located?
Yeah, so this is one area where you may have to tell me to stop talking because I can talk about York for a very long time. I'll say from a student's perspective, it is a very student-friendly city. We have a population of about 200,000 people. So even though York City is called a city, it is quite small, but it's got a lot for students to do and for people to do inside of it. So a bit of background. It was a Roman city and also a Viking settlement. We have ancient walls dating back to the Roman period that go all the way around the city that people or tourists can go around and see. We've got the York Minster, which is one of the largest Gothic cathedrals in Northern Europe. So you can actually climb to the top of that and get a whole view of the city. It's also really situated in a very idyllic kind of area. It's a very green landscape around the city. And you'll also notice that on the campus, which I'll talk about later. But as well as these historical areas, there's also quite a lot of modern places for students to go. There's lots of places to eat and drink. We have a lot of museums, galleries. We have our own theatre for students. And we have our own places for students to be able to socialise. There's a large river running through York, which is beautiful in the summer. We actually have the York, like the boat races that students can watch, and some of them can take part in if they're interested in things like that. We have Christmas festivals. We have a York Festival of Ideas. We also have a Viking festival that runs for 2 weeks as well. And at Christmas, it's particularly beautiful. A lot of the church doors are open. You can hear the choirs performing. And I will just add as well that students who are interested in music and performance, they can enjoy using the music facilities that the university offers and don't have to necessarily be studying music. But we've had some of those people actually performing in the York Minster. And if you look inside that, say, for example, you just went on the internet and had a look at York Minster, it's an absolutely stunning place to be. But whatever you're interested in and whatever your tastes are, you will find there'll be something in York available for you. And as I said, with the history, we've got the famous Shambles Street that people may have seen. It's very reminiscent of like Harry Potter with the diagon alley as you go down. That's a very historical street, but there's a lot of shops in there for tourists and fun things to see. At the moment, TikTok has made a little shop that sells miniature ghosts, very famous. There's a queue that can be for 2 hours just to go in there. There's a chocolate factory as well. So just close to us is the Rowntree's chocolate factory that's still working today. That's been going for quite a long time. There is times in York when they're making their chocolate that the city just smells like chocolate, which is just so wonderful. But I will say as well, very cycle friendly. So there's a lot of pedestrian and cycle routes. There's also a route that takes you up to the campus. We're very closely located to the city. But as I mentioned at the beginning, we have our own theatre, we have our own opera house, we've got multiple cinemas. There's a art gallery, places for you to be able to go if you're into theatre, films, or art. We've got museum gardens, which is a lovely place to be able to sit in the summer. You can walk around and really enjoy that. And at certain times of the year, they'll decorate it and add things, which is lovely. So you definitely find that you are in a really lovely idyllic environment, but there's also a lot of contemporary features. That means it isn't, you know, you can still feel like you're in a nice and student focused place. And also we have a very large train station in York City. So if you were to travel, you could get to London in under a few hours. You could be in Manchester in an hour. You could be in Leeds in about 20 minutes. We've got connections to Manchester Airport directly. So even if you, say, for example, as a student wanted to just be able to go out and explore and see some areas of the UK, with you being located in York, it's very easy to do so from the city centre.